We have safely arrived for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy Wednesday, 28th day of May, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz, and I'll be driving the bus, so to speak, as I always do, except when I'm not here, which is rarely happens. 59 degrees. It's already very warm. Yesterday, 24 hours ago at this time, it was 54 degrees. We're already 59. We hit 80 yesterday. It was our fourth day so far for the month of May that we got to at least 80. It was a very nice day yesterday. Hard to stay inside. Today is going to be borderline hot. We'll be pushing 90 today, and then a big change coming. It's going to start, the ridge of high pressure is going to be at its apex today. In the evening hours tonight, while everybody is sleeping, it's going to shove on out of here. It's going to get moved out of the way. We're going to have cooler conditions, very windy. By cooler, I mean we're still going to get to 80 on Thursday, but it's going to be very windy. Relative humidity is going to be bone dry, around 20% in the afternoon hours. A little concerned about wildfires, obviously. The combination of warm weather, strong winds, and low relative humidity. There isn't a red flag warning yet. That may change, but we'll talk about Thursday is going to take most of our attention when we do the weather forecast. And then we go back up again, and then we go back down again, so we're going to be all over the map temperature-wise anyway, but quite a bit of sunshine, except tonight and into early tomorrow morning as this front comes in. All those details are coming up, plus news, a busy day in the newsroom, as you might imagine. We had a lot of things to catch up on, and we did. We'll have that for you. Sports, Mariners looked really good. Nationals, well, they're not very good. The Mariners are pretty good, and they had no real problems with Washington. Last night, a beautiful day at T-Mobile Park, highlights of that nice 9-1 victory for the Wenatchee Bighorns. Their season came to an end. They lost to the Seattle Superhawks last night, and a game that we had. We'll have highlights and reaction from that. And in our interview portion of the back half of the hour, the Glad Song Community Choir is doing yet another benefit concert. They do half a dozen or so of these a year to benefit nonprofits. And this Sunday at the Living Hope Community Church, not too far down the road from our studios, the Glad Song Community Choir are going to be opening up their voices, and hopefully you'll open up your wallets to benefit the Hope Chest. The Hope Chest is the organization that provides clothing to those kids who, through no fault of their own, are in the foster care system. Oftentimes it's an emergency situation. They just got to get them out of the current domestic situation they're in now and get them to a foster home, and oftentimes they're just leaving with the clothes on their back. Hope Chest provides them clothes, the fundraiser for them. Karen Hughes from Hope Chest will be joining me in the back half of the program, and also Crystal McNaught, who is a foster parent and turns out pretty good at it, too. Let's tour. Let's see what we have around here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Another gorgeous day. Get out and enjoy this lovely day today. It's just going to be a little haze from the fires up Plainway. It's not very big, but it's big enough to give us just a little bit of haze in the upper elevations. Outside of that, it's just a gorgeous day today. And if we're already at 60 degrees now, I think that 90-degree mark might be in our wheelhouse after hitting 80 yesterday. Our normal high, by the way, is 74. Our second camera takes us to, we find out together, Stein Hill. There's a good idea of the smoke up the Plainway. That's a little thicker up there, as you might imagine. They're keeping an eye on it. They're doing what they're supposed to do, which is work on it. You can see a little hazy up there in the upper valley. Sunrise this morning was at 5:10. Sunset tonight 8:46. 15 hours, 36 minutes of daylight, an additional minute 48 than what we had yesterday. Days are still getting longer, but not nearly as dramatically as they were, say, in April, when we were getting about 3 minutes of daylight additional each day. Camera number 3. There's another view of what we're talking about. I'm pretty sure that's the Black Mountain camera. We used that yesterday. You can see a little plume right there. Outside of that, the smoke is just kind of hanging down there. Relative humidity is at its highest right now at 55%. Relative humidity, let's see, in the Leavenworth area is at 71%. That helps a little bit. Again, it's not real big, but it's there. We'll talk about wildfires when we get to the news. And camera number 4. Lake Wenatchee chimes in. You'd think they'd see a little bit more smoke up there, but apparently that's not the case. The lake looks absolutely placid, just beautiful there. But boy, my guess is the mosquitoes are having a field day. This is the weather that they like to have, mosquitoes, and some people are just prone to mosquitoes. Some people just attract mosquitoes, and others don't. I'm one of those that does. Doesn't matter how much repellent I put on, I always get eaten alive this time of the year up in that area. One slide to show for you from the National Weather Service, and hopefully this doesn't come to fruition, but it's going to. Elevated fire risk for tomorrow. First of all, of course, the relative humidity is going to be about 20% for the Wenatchee Valley. That is very, very dry. On top of that, it's going to be windy. The wind will start picking up tonight. It's going to be windy all day Thursday and really right into Thursday night before we calm down. We're going to be considerably cooler on Thursday. We'll be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow than we're going to be today, but it's still going to be very warm. So we don't have a red flag warning yet, but we could, because obviously the dry grasslands have been drying out quite a bit. They'll dry out even more with the wind. You combine that with the low relative humidity. Anything that gets a toehold can get moving on Thursday and even Thursday night. It's a possibility anyway. Hopefully we'll get through that 48-hour period without any problems at all, and whatever fires are out there, they'll be popping on it. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Sunshine, and I would say almost hot. 89, my AC is on. Again, we hit 80 yesterday, so we'll be almost 10 degrees warmer. You folks out in the Columbia Basin, you're already into the 60s right now. Freddie, you're at 63, and Quincy, you're at 64, and Moses Lake is at 60. So you're already ahead of us a little bit on the temperature scale. So you guys could actually get into the lower 90s today. We could too, it's a possibility. And then things are going to start changing. In the west, we're talking 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Clouds will start rolling in, could see some light rain. Very mild for the overnight low, 64. For the overnight low, or normal overnight low is 52, so it's going to be mild and a little on the windy side, and then pretty much wind all day tomorrow. We'll start out with some clouds Thursday morning. They're not going to last very long. They'll be out of here by about 9 in the morning, but then the winds will really get kicking. About 10 to 20 miles an hour, and then gusts above 30 for the Wenatchee Valley. That's the recipe we don't want. And even though we're going to be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow than we are today, still above normal. The winds will die down. They will decrease on Thursday night, and by the time we get up on Friday, it'll be sunshine, but it's still going to be windy most of the night Thursday night. The wind's not going to, it's going to take its sweet time dissipating. Then to 80, 83 we go, and then up to near 90 again on Saturday. Not a lot of wind, and then a little windy on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and a cool down with temperatures going back down below normal. So look at the temperatures. They're like all over the board over the next 7 days. And a friendly reminder, by the way, Sunday is June. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back to the news, you're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
60 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right up against that 90-degree mark here for the afternoon high. Our first, I think, real hot day of the year. And then a cold front rolls in. We'll be about 10 degrees cooler on Thursday with a lot of wind and very low relative humidity. Then we go right back to near 90 on Friday and Saturday. It's 10 minutes after the hour. The Wenatchee man whose burglary spree earlier in the year, including the downtown Iwa Sushi restaurant, he has pled guilty to those break-ins. 32-year-old Yun Bin Yu admitted in Chelan County Court last week to unlawfully entering Iwa Sushi on Wenatchee Avenue back in January. He was looking to steal money, alcohol, and electronics. Police say about $900 worth of cash and goods were taken. He also pleaded guilty to counts of second-degree burglary for stealing items during that same time period from the Wenatchee Target store and Glam Beauty in East Wenatchee. Yu's plea agreement also allowed him to avoid similar charges in Douglas County, where he faced 4 felony counts for alleged thefts from businesses in the Wenatchee Valley Mall. Judge Robert Jordan sentenced Yu on Wednesday to 90 days in jail and a year's probation, and he also barred him from approaching any of the businesses that he burglarized. Now, Memorial Day saw a small rash of brush fires throughout the Wenatchee Valley. The Second Creek fire reported just before noon on Monday near Second Creek Road. It's in the Chumstick Valley north of Leavenworth. That fire was estimated at about 20 acres, but local fire districts as well as federal crews were able to encircle that fire and stop its growth. It's currently being managed by the U.S. Forest Service and the Washington Department of Natural Resources. Outside of Bridgeport, the Rock Butte fire grew to about 15 acres. That started about 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon, but it too was quickly controlled. Westbound 28, Highway 28 just south of East Wenatchee near Rock Island was briefly closed at about 5 o'clock on Monday. That's when a roadside brush fire broke out near milepost 5 at Hurst Landing Road. Nobody was injured, no properties lost in any of those fires. Well, the city of Wenatchee made it official. They are urging voters to say yes to its proposed sales and use tax for transportation improvements. The question on the August 5th ballot would create a 0.2% tax. It would last no more than 10 years. It would start January 1st. The revenues would go towards street upgrades identified in the city's transportation improvement program. The City Council on Thursday unanimously passed a resolution calling for voters' support.
I take raising these taxes pretty seriously. I do not like it. But what I like less than paying a little bit more in my sales tax is our roads falling apart and our cars being damaged and our sidewalks not working. So this is a hard decision for me, but I think this is the most equitable and smallest financial burden on our citizens with the greatest improvement.
It's not something that we like to do, but this puts us in the hands of the voters and allows them to make that decision. And I hope that they will vote yes on this, just simply because it's just our streets are a mess and we need to take care of them. And they're only going to get worse over time if we don't start doing their preservation now.
The historic W.T. Clark Pipeline Bridge, the pedestrian route that crosses the Columbia River, unites Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, will be inaccessible for much of the summer starting next week. The South End Bike and Pedestrian Access Project is a big construction effort. The idea to improve routes that carry users onto the bridge from either side of the river. Once the bridge closes on June 1st, it will be about 17 months before it reopens. In Wenatchee, that means it will have effects on the popular Hale Park off-leash dog area. Dave Erickson is the director of the Wenatchee Parks and Recreation Department, and he talked with me.
So there will be intermittent closures of the off-leash area. We don't know quite yet. We haven't heard from the engineers and the contractors what days or anything like that will be. We will post it on our social media page, so Wenatchee Parks Rec and Cultural Services on Facebook, city website, things like that, when we know what the schedule is from the contractors and everybody involved. But it will involve a couple of closures. I've heard 1 6-week closure in July, so that's going to be a challenge. Another one, a couple-week closure coming up. And that's for the most part because there will be dump trucks and power line work and other kind of work happening along the trail. So we're going to try to keep it open as long and as much as possible.
The new approaches that are going to be putting in on both sides of the Clark pedestrian pipeline bridge is a big project, isn't it?
It's huge, yeah. So just even in the park itself, so there'll be adding new walkways to connect to the new ramp, ADA ramp that's going to be going up to the bridge. So instead of the kind of that little tight corkscrew that you do to come down on this side, it'll be a straight ramp coming down that brings you almost all the way to the end of where the parking area is. So great for maybe bikers and walkers that are going back and forth East Wenatchee as far as access to the parking. Not so much maybe for the off-leash area folks coming from that side, either the South Wenatchee over the new on-ramp, or from East Wenatchee, where they're going to have to come all the way down the ramp and then double back to get to the off-leash area. But some of the changes that'll be happening here.
Starting the first day of June, access to the W.T. Clark Pipeline Bridge ain't going to be happening because you won't be able to get to it, because the first thing you have to do is tear down the existing approaches on each side before you can build the new one. So the reason that they're going to be closing the pedestrian bridge for an extended period of time is you won't be able to get down anyway.
Correct. Yep. So they'll be taking down that on-ramp, and then the detours will be taking effect at that point. So it's going to be a challenge for a little bit of time, but hopefully a nice thing when it's all done.
A 13th district lawmaker who worked on Governor Bob Ferguson's transition team is now taking aim at his budget choices. State Representative Tom Dent released a statement on Friday in the wake of Ferguson's approval of Washington's new $77 billion tax and fiscal program. Republicans say Washington families could pay as much as $2,000 more each year on new business and sales taxes, while Democrats predict a roughly $900 increase. Dent argued for less spending while helping with Ferguson's move to the governor's office on Friday. He said, and I'm quoting now, "This budget continues to lead Washington state down a path of unsustainability, and I am genuinely disappointed the governor did not cut back spending or limit the tax revenue bills," end quote. A public tour through local sections of the Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest is happening tomorrow. And if you want to go, you can. The tour is a collaboration between the U.S. Forest Service, the Cascadia Conservation District, Chelan County, Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue, and the North Central Washington Forest Health Collaborative. Attendees will learn about current logging operations, recreation, firewood harvest opportunities, and fuel breaks near communities. The tour begins at the Lake Wenatchee Rec Club at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It'll be followed by a short presentation at 6:30. At the Squirrel Tree. The presentation will touch on local forest health projects and will give time to chat with project leads and partners. And for you Java lovers in East Wenatchee, Automoka has opened its 6th location. They did it this morning. It's in the parking lot of Coastal Farm and Ranch. In East Wenatchee, the locally owned drive-up coffee business announced the new location last Thursday. It opens today. The shop will be open daily from 4:45 in the morning till 7 o'clock. They'll serve the same variety of coffees and teas and energy drinks as the other Automokas. And by the way, a free drink giveaway will also be hosted on opening day to celebrate the new location with their customers. And that is the news. At 18 minutes after the hour, if you want to keep in the loop of what's going on around in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington, we have a program that we're quite proud of. It's called the NCWLIFE Evening News, and it's on television at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If that doesn't work in your schedule, you point and click, and that's how you consume your news via your computer or whatever the case may be, your smart TV. Our news will be up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com. We'll put a link on our Facebook page. It'll be there on our YouTube page. We try to make it as accessible as possible. And if you think something might be newsworthy, you send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners began a 9-game road trip. Hopefully this trend will continue. That happened last night. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Sports at 21 minutes after the hour. Logan Evans had his best start of the season. Julio Rodriguez had a 2-run home run. Cal Raleigh, a pair of solo homers. The Mariners opened a 9-game homestand with a nice 9-1 win over the Nationals last night. Julio finished with 3 hits and 3 RBIs.
Leadoff man aboard in front of Julio.
Julio batting .236 with 9 home runs and 29 runs batted in.
Fly ball, left field, belted back, and Julio starts tonight with a 2-run home run.
Julio picked up that release point from Mitchell Parker. At first glance, it looked like it might have gotten in on his hands a little bit, but this ball had some carry over the wall out there in left field for a 2-run home run.
That brings up Cal Raleigh. Oh, Cal, a rising fly ball. This is way back, and it goes all the way up there. The Mariners go back-to-back, a second deck job by Cal Raleigh.
So can we end any conversation to the fact that Cal Raleigh is the best catcher in baseball, period, hands down, no contest, don't even want to argue.
Wood caught looking on a backdoor sweeper first time. That's a loud sound and a towering fly ball to center. Rodriguez can only watch it off the batter's eye, halfway up. Indeed, see you way later.
Bob, can I get you up here and have a standing ovation for that one? Thank you.
I'm going to stand with you.
That was a bomb.
Out to left field, and he's done it again. It's a multi-homer night for Cal Raleigh.
Cal with his 13th multi-home run game of his career. He keeps doing things that just make you shake your head.
This chance, top of the order waits on deck, and J.P. Crawford. Chopper, Tana comes home, tag, save! Dylan Moore is safe at the plate.
J.P. hitting .351.
Williamson takes off for second, ground ball. Abrams gathers onto first base. They get Crawford there, but it scores Solanos. The Mariners do tack on another run. Here's Julio. Straightaway center field and shallow. This is going to be tricky, and it's botched. It was Garcia trying to make a highlight reel over the shoulder catch, and he swatted it away like a bug. It's a 7. Bases loaded for Randy. Been aboard twice tonight without a hit. On the ground, over to third. Tana has it to second, on to first. Wide throw, and it gets past Lowe. Goes into the camera well, and that brings home another run. That's J.P. Crawford. Williamson and Crawford score on the play. And the Mariners just continue to add on late in this game.
Yeah, this all happened because everybody's hustling out there on the field. Rosarena hustling down that line.
1-2. Rosarena giving some ground, nearing the track. He puts it away, and that's the capper on what was just an awesome way for the Mariners to open up this lengthy homestand. Logan Evans, his arrival tonight, 8 innings as he dominates the Nationals, and the Mariners win it 9-1.
Yeah, he threw just 88 pitches in 8 innings of work. He gave up just the 4 hits and the home run. He admitted to Jim Mueller from Root Sports that he knew early on he had his good stuff.
Man, that was a heck of a game, Logan. Did you have any indication before the game, like maybe in the bullpen, that you were in for a night like tonight?
I felt like I was in the zone, but nothing crazy. I felt like it was just another start, and I went out there with my game plan.
Logan, you got to know if you're the starting pitcher during the walk-off interview, there's going to be a celebration. We'll get used to this one. You were saying that it just felt normal out there. It looked like it was an easy night. When did you realize you were on cruise control?
Probably after that second inning when it was 1-2-3 again, and I felt like I was in the zone. Every pitch was working, really. And that's kind of where I felt like, all right, this could be a good night.
Game 2 of the 3-game series tonight, 6:40. George Kirby makes his second start of the year for the Mariners. The Nationals will go with Trevor Williams. Well, the Wenatchee Bighorns saw their season come to an end last. Oh, the standings. Yeah, I almost forgot. Houston won. That sucks, but you know, so did Texas. But the Yankees took care of the Angels, so the Mariners' lead over the Astros remains a game and a half. The Mariners have now logged 30 wins this year. Now we can get to the Wenatchee Bighorns, who saw their season come to an end last night. In the first round of the TBL playoffs, the Seattle Superhawks dominated the third quarter and pulled away. In a 128-107 win, Tevin Cummings led the Bighorns with 30 points. Grant Olson had the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
Or I should say Washington now. Pig Washington into the lane, hands it off. Ben Hannon up and in. Nice dish once again for Pig Washington. Hardy back the other way. Nick Fleming blocks that one. And the Bighorns quickly, a 3-on-2 opportunity. Dollar, no-look pass, Ben Hannon underneath. Fadeaway baseline, good. Amici Wells, who's checked in, down low. Bauman, it's blocked by Crawford. Bauman can't believe there wasn't a foul. Then it's picked off by Fleming. To Cummins' far side. No-looker, Crawford. There's that leaping ability I told you about. Back to Polynice. Now it's Montoya. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound into the hands of Cummings. He's double-teamed. And gets it away to Washington. No look down court. Ben Hannon. 4 of them ready to check back in. Hardy, lob pass way too high for Polynice, and another turnover down court. Cummins with it, 2-hand jam. Blake hit his first one, has a chance for another right here. It's on the way, good. 46-45, how about that? Just like that, Seattle retakes the lead after the Bighorns were up by 11 early in this period. Boy, just never give up on a basketball game. Back the other way, Cummins no good. Ben Hannon, the nice offensive rebound. Double teamed underneath the basket, good, and he fouled. 3-point Seattle lead. Here's Blake, alley-oop underneath George. Or Stroud, rather, as the Bighorns slow to get back on defense. At the free throw line, wanted to drive, couldn't, kicks it out to Blake, back to Anderson. He's going to put up another 3, good. Hardy and Wells off the bench will stay in there. Now it's Alfonso Anderson to Hardy, the lefty, puts up the long-range shot, good. We dip under 10 minutes now left in this ball game. Fleming to the basket, off balance layup, no good. Rebound to Wells. Wells down court with it. Coast to coast layup, good for Amici Wells. And that's the big man's first 2 of the night. Back the other way, Cummins the layup, no good. And the rebound into the hands of George. Now it's Alfonso Anderson, 3 is good. And that should do it. 5 seconds left to go. 4. Hardy not even going to try and make a shot here. And that will end our ball game and end the Wenatchee Bighorns 2025 season. Our final, Seattle 128 and the Wenatchee Bighorns 107.
Bighorns finish their season 15-10. The Superhawks move on to take on the Great Falls Electric. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Wednesday, it is National Hamburger Day. Today. Bring it on, baby. Who doesn't like a good hamburger? Well, we love hamburgers. How many hamburgers do we eat, Americans, a year? Are you ready for this? 50 billion. Americans eat 50 billion burgers a year, actually more than that. McDonald's alone sells 75 burgers every second. That comes out to about 270,000 hamburgers every hour. The oldest burger chain in the United States is White Castle. In fact, it was Walter Anderson of Wichita, Kansas, from White Castle, who figured out the problem with the hamburger in 1916 is that the bun would fall apart before you could finish the burger, but it was Walter Anderson who developed a dense bun with a crisp crust that was capable of holding up the hamburger, because the juices in the hamburger would just dissipate all over the bread, and thus the true modern hamburger was born. Thank you, Walter Anderson. And I've been to White Castle. It ain't bad. Happy National Hamburger Day today. Enjoy. I usually have at least one or two, maybe a week. Maybe too much. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, the Trail of Tears begins 195 years ago today when President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act, which denied Native Americans their land rights in the American South. And they said, gotta move, we want the land. I know we signed treaties and the land's supposed to be yours, but we changed our mind. We want it. About 60,000 members of the Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, Chickasaw, and Choctaw nations were forcibly removed to Oklahoma Territory. The Chickasaw wanted money. They got it. It took a while. They said, we'll sell you the land, and we wrote them a check. The Seminoles, of course, fought. They didn't want to go at all, and then we had the Seminole War with them. The Creek, the Cherokee, and the Choctaw just packed up and moved. About 8,000 Native Americans died during the Trail of Tears, most of those from disease. May 28th, 1934, 91 years ago today, in Ontario, Canada, the Dion quintuplets are born. To Olivia and Elzare Dion, they become the first quintuplets to survive infancy. Once they realized that they were going to live and grow, well, it's a sad story. Yvonne, Annette, Cecile, Emily, and Marie, the Dions. 4 months after they were born, the Ontario government intervened and said that their parents are unfit to be parents, and they took them away from them. Keep in mind that the Dions had 5 older children, and the Ontario government didn't say they were bad parents then, only when they realized they were sitting on a boondoggle, so they literally took the kids from them and set up a tourist attraction. In 1998, the sisters reached a $3 million settlement with the Ontario government because of their exploitation. Only Annette and Cecile remain alive today. Happy 88th birthday to Volkswagen, the German automobile manufacturer founded May 28, 1937. It continues to sell a ton of cars. It's one of the world's largest automakers. In fact, for 4 years in a row, not long ago, they led the world in sales. I know a lot of friends and family members who are very loyal to Volkswagen, who turns 88 years old today. 46 years ago today, the Beverly Hills Supper Club was in Southgate, Kentucky, right across the river from Cincinnati. It was big, it was popular, and it brought in all kinds of top-flight entertainment. And on this Memorial Day weekend in 1977, it caught on fire, and 165 people died. The fire code allowed for no more than 1,500 people inside the Beverly Hills Supper Club. They were about twice that many at the time the fire broke out. It was overcrowded. There was not fire exits. It had faulty wiring. It had no sprinkler system, no fire alarms. A panic broke out. 165 people losing their life on this date, May 28, 1977. And this takes some chutzpah. I remember this, May 28, 1987. 38 years ago today, Matthias Rust from West Germany, 18 years old, rents a plane and lands in Red Square. I believe we have footage of this, B-roll if you will. Yeah, there he is. Yep, rented a plane, evades Soviet Union air defenses, and lands his private plane right in the middle of Red Square in Moscow. As you might imagine, the people who ran the air defenses for the Soviet Union, heads would roll. Their air defense system wasn't designed to catch these itty-bitty planes. It was designed to catch big fat bombers and fighters and stuff like that. A small little private plane flying below radar made it right through. People were fired. By the way, he was detained, eventually released on August 3rd of the following year. And finally, let's do some birthdays. A couple of heavenly birthdays. He won the gold medal in the pentathlon and the decathlon. At the 1912 Stockholm Olympics, Jim Thorpe, born in the state in 1888. Then they found out afterwards that he had played professional baseball under an assumed name. They took his medals away from him, and then they bring it back to him. He wasn't around for the return. Jim Thorpe, born in the state in 1888. Mr. Clutch, the logo, Jerry West. We lost Jerry West last year at the age of 86. Born in the state in 1938. Basketball Hall of Fame, class of 1980. It's his picture that's on the NBA logo. And John Fogerty, baby. Rock on, John. He's 80 years old today, and the music is still good. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. A brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. You haven't seen it because we haven't aired it yet. Then the Glad Song Community Choir is doing a concert this Sunday to benefit Hope Chest. We're going to tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is once again teaming up with Wenatchee's Historic Preservation Board to host another Historic Homes Tour on May 31st. It's a self-guided tour that offers a rare look inside private historic properties that are not generally open to the public. The tour concludes with a reception at the museum for members and homeowners. Register by going to the museum's website.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's a recent social phenomenon I've noticed, using terms like woke, liberal, snowflake, terms that are not only used to criticize someone, but also to allow whoever disagrees and uses such terms to ignore the legitimacy of what someone says simply by using a pejorative term to characterize them. If I say something undeniably true like Trump lost in 2020 and the big lie is that the election was stolen from him, all a dissenter has to do is say that I'm a liberal, to establish in their minds that anything I say is suspect and it's okay for them to continue to dwell in their fantastically ill-informed opinion. You know, it's incredible to me how this simple act of characterization relieves someone of the responsibility of honest critical thinking. I don't know. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Welcome back to the program. If you have no plans on June 1st, you do now. We'll talk about that in just a little bit because the Glad Song Community Choir is doing their thing again. It's another fundraiser. Good, kudos to those guys, to Tim for volunteering and his amazing choir for volunteering their talents for local nonprofits. And they're going to do it again on the 1st, and benefiting on the concert on the 1st is, well, Karen, introduce yourself to our TV family.
Okay. I'm Karen Hughes, and I'm with Hope Chest of Wenatchee. And we are a free clothing store for foster families and relative caregivers. And most of our items are donated items.
And this organization did not exist 10 years ago.
Correct. It didn't exist.
So who got together and said, we need to do something, because the kids who are going into the foster care system for most of the time, almost without exception, don't have much of anything, especially clothes. Who realized there was a need to be filled?
It really started with a foster social worker named Jen Thomason. She really just that was kind of her area, working with foster families, and she knew there was a need. And so I said, well, let's just start a committee meeting and let's go from there. And we brainstormed, and then kind of a fluke, someone mentioned the location we're at, that there might be room for us. And we've had this donated space. We've been here the entire time, 8.5 years. And
it is jam full of clothes, but the need is always there, right?
Yes. We really don't limit how much someone can take. We say, take what you need, but not more than you need. And some people say, well, I only do laundry every couple of weeks. So we let them leave here with 10, 12 outfits that they need. And some clothing stores only allow, like 3 items or 5 items. 10 items total. We let people leave with bags full if that's what they feel they need. So right now we're a little slim pickings for some reason on the grade school age, 5 through 14 kind of stuff. We have a good amount of baby stuff and teen stuff, but grade school kids are hard on their clothes.
Yeah.
And so we're doing this fundraiser because there is sometimes holes in what's donated. Like, we can always use athletic shorts and athletic pants and pajamas. The only thing that has to be new is obviously underwear. If we have slightly used socks, we're okay with that. But it's nice to have new socks. We just like to bless these kids and these families with nice new things.
5 to 14 is actually a nice little area of time, because kids also outgrow their clothes too, and that you might have a box or two of old clothes that there's not another brother or sister younger than you that's going to get the hand-me-downs, and now what I'm going to do with these.
Yeah, people appreciate being able to donate. Not saying anything bad against Goodwill or any of the other thrift stores, but people say, oh, I'd love to give where I think there's really a local need. And so we get some amazing generous donations, and some people spend a lot of money on their kids, and we get to be the recipient of some beautiful clothes.
You mentioned 5 to 14, male or female, or both genders?
Both. Yeah, this is what's in front of us right here, and it's, we're getting a little slim right now for spring clothes. So we change out the season, in March, April, we put out our summer clothes and shorts and swimsuits, and in the winter we put out the long sleeves, the jackets, the snow pants, the boots.
How many people are involved in your organization? I mean, it's all volunteer. Nobody's getting paid a dime.
Correct.
And you're putting in a lot of hours. How many folks make this whole thing happen?
Well, we're open 3 shifts, 2-hour shifts, and we have 2 to 3 people for each shift. We try for about 3 so they can kind of cover for each other. So I actually have 9 kind of regular volunteers, and then I have 5 subs. We like to have at least 2 people here, be 2 deep on volunteers, so they're not here alone.
And how do you end up on other people's radars? How do they know that you folks exist as kids enter into the foster system, and hopefully not there very long, but how do they know you're around?
Are you asking about foster parents, how they know?
Yeah, I mean, how do people just in general, I mean, how does anybody know that this exists?
Let's start with foster parents. The social workers have gotten really good about giving them our information as a resource, and so that's really good. And we allow not just the foster families, but there's kind of a new movement in the state as people who follow foster care is relatives. They're doing more and more relative placements. So I did my statistics for the last couple months, and it looks like about 20% of our visits are maybe relative caregivers. The number may be higher because they're actually licensing relatives, so they then become under the foster system. So they might be signing in as a foster parent, but they're actually an aunt or grandma
Yeah, a lot
or
of
sibling.
Yeah,
And-
with a generational
Yeah.
divide in between.
Yeah.
So
the word is getting out that way. As far as donations, just amazing word of mouth, how fast our Facebook site, people share, when we say we have a need, they'll share it on their Facebook, and friends tell friends, especially if they have, friends, hey, share your clothes when your kids outgrow them. It's a good cause, and we're always happy to connect with people.
it's hard to believe it's only been around 9 years. And of course, you're serving a big geographical area. It's not just the Wenatchee Valley. People are coming from all over the place to clothe their foster children.
We have a couple regulars that come from Moses Lake. We had someone come from Warden.
Wow.
We have had Brewster and Omak and Okanagan area. I think Seattle and Spokane have similar type of clothing stores. There is a gal trying to start a Hope Chest up in Omak.
Oh, good.
Okanagan
Well, obviously
area.
the need is there.
Yeah. So we've been sharing some of our extras with her, getting her ready for an opening.
Again, the Glad Song Community Choir, great folks. They've been around for about 5 or 6 years. They do about 4 or 5 of these a year, just benefit concerts for the reach out to who got a hold of who got a hold of Tim and say, hey, can you come join us, Tim?
My husband runs a nonprofit, and Tim's done a concert for him twice as a fundraiser. The last few years, they've actually done 10 concerts a year. Wow. This year, they only have 4. So if someone does run a nonprofit, if they go on their Glad Songs webpage, there's a place where they can reach out and contact him if someone is interested in reaching out to Tim Meyer. So I messaged him and said, hey, we're not a nonprofit, we're volunteers. Would you consider sponsoring, supporting us in doing this concert?
Again, the concert is going to be, where's it going to be at?
It is going to be at Hope Church at the corner of Palouse and Chelan at 11 North Chelan Avenue.
In the main room?
In their main sanctuary. And it's starting at 6, and we are guessing it would be till 8. We'll have a brief intermission where we'll share about Hope Chest, and we'll have some refreshments. And
it's pay what you want. Pay what you want. You can pay $1, you can pay $100.
Right. You don't need a ticket. We're asking for cash donations, or bring a new item. Bring a package of new socks, any size. We have foster babies that are preemies. Mm-hmm. We have foster children that are teens that are very large and 3X. So we have 3X, preemie, anywhere in between that you want to bring something new, a couple new t-shirts.
Yeah, and it should be pointed out that gently used clothing is fine, new clothing is better. Especially for kids who are going through what they're going through.
Correct.
They would much rather have new clothes than
and by gently used, we are pretty picky. We don't like it stained, ripped, buttons missing, pilled. We all look at it, and if it has a dingy look to it, we don't put it out. If you go to thrift stores, we've had foster parents say, wow, it's pretty slim pickings at the thrift store that our stuff is actually better. And we try, and so we need to have those donations continue to keep coming in. With that parameter, we really like them clean and not the bottom of the barrel. Bring us her best so we can bless these families.
When we come back, we'll be talking to a foster parent and get a different perspective on what that's all about. That's when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Did somebody turn off the lights? Don't forget your seatbelt.
This car won't start until you buckle up.
Seatbelt, Grandma.
1 hour, 2 hours, wake up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
However you say it, it's perfect. Together, we get there.
Welcome back to the program. She's been bringing in foster children from all over our area for about 8-9 years now. Why? We're about ready to find out, because it is not an easy task. Introduce yourself to our television family.
My name is Crystal McNaught, and I've been a foster parent with my husband for about going on 8 years now.
8 years of being a foster parent. Kids come and go, transient lifestyle, difficult. You must be a super special person to do that, because not everybody can do this.
We do it for the kids. There's a need. These kids are coming from places that all different things, and it's very heartbreaking to see what they go through, and they need a home that can love on them and give them what they need, and that's why we do it.
Why do you do it? Talk to me. Go back 8 years ago. You and your husband were sitting around one day and said, we can do better than this.
We were actually sitting in church, and we were listening to a couple in our church talk about how they were convicted in the need of adopting a kid, and at that moment my husband and I were also convicted that we needed to help children, and we went home that day and signed up to foster. And we were starting within 2 weeks. We were going
That's
for a
remarkable
license.
because the vetting process to become a foster parent is pretty intense. They just don't give the kids to anybody.
No. You go through a lot of training. You have home inspections that you have to do. There's a lot of invasive things that people are coming through your home, looking through everything, and they make sure that these kids are coming into a good home. And so it's a lot. And we were licensed, I think, about 3 months after we were done. We were on it and just did it. And then I think we were expecting a phone call right away, but we didn't. And then when we did, it was just, we never looked back.
The obviously the kids who go into the system, you want them out of the system as soon as possible. That rarely happens for various reasons. But this is something that for a lot of the kids, how do you know you're getting through to them? It's like, oh God, here we go, another temporary home.
You love on them and you give them what they were lacking at the home that they came from.
What's the number one thing that they're lacking when they come to you? Can you pick up on this kid was simply shown no love or respect?
Just showing that somebody cares about them is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And not raising your voice to them or not hitting them, and showing them that you're actually listening to what their needs are.
Do you get calls all hours of the day and night?
You can, yes.
Yeah. Give me a typical case scenario. I know everyone is different, but you know, just a general idea of what you have to go through.
Well, you get a phone call. It can be at whatever hour of the day it is. I mean, we've had them towards the end of the night, settling down, getting ready for bed. We've had them first thing in the morning. And when you get that phone call, you don't know a whole lot about what kid is coming in your home other than it's a boy or a girl, what age they are. When they come, you're waiting for them to arrive. And when they arrive, you're waiting to see, like, do they have anything with them?
And most of the time, they don't.
They don't. For our cases, 8 to 9 times they have come with the clothes on their back.
Because they just needed, the authorities needed to get them out of that situation as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Simply no time to pack.
Nope.
My friend Mike Bernardi has told me stories in his law enforcement days. That's usually what the case is. The kids, if they're lucky enough, they can get a few personal items in a garbage bag, and that's about it.
It's a time, very short time that they're given to grab something if they can.
How many folks are involved in the foster parenting community here in North Central Washington? And do we need more? I suppose we always need more.
We always need more. I can tell you since COVID, our numbers have dropped significantly. I couldn't tell you the statistics on how many we have, but I know that it's very low.
Give me a good day. What's a good day in your world?
In our world, that all the kids are happy and that you see them smile and laugh and know that they're in a loving home.
You get that epiphany every once in a while? Does it happen that you got through to the kid?
Oh, yeah.
And the kid knows when they're here, they're safe?
Yes.
And then you think about them once they're gone?
Oh, yeah. I think about where all of them have gone and where they ended up. You don't always hear about all of them when they leave, but occasionally you do hear, and it definitely warms your heart to know that they're in a safe place still and that they're doing well.
Let's wrap up where we started with Karen with our previous interview. We're standing here with racks and racks of clothes. Karen says there's still a need. I take it there's still a need.
Yes.
Even though we're sitting here with a lot of clothes, this is something that you need to talk about, and kids need clothes.
Yes. This place has been amazing for us. Being able, when you get a placement, you don't get a voucher right away to get them clothes. It takes a while to get it. So these women that volunteer here are amazing at making sure that everything's organized. You can come in. find what you need, and sometimes you don't. That's where the slim pickings kind of come in. A lot of the sizes that she said are the problem areas where we don't find as much of them. It has been amazing also to be able to bring those foster kids in and let them do the shopping themselves, and that warms their heart because they're like, well, I get this for free, and they're not used to that. So this place has been here for us, every child that we've brought into our home.
What's the skill set one needs to be a foster parent? What's the number one thing that you have to have?
I would say a caring heart, and to be willing to take whatever those kids give you. It's not an easy job.
It is not an easy job, and more power to you in that, and your husband for doing that as well. Again, the Glad Song Community Choir is going to be doing their concert at the Hope Church at the corner of Chelan and Palouse on the first day of June, 11 North Chelan. Facebook page for the Hope Chest, email address, we'll throw those up on the screen as well, QR code, and you can make a donation via Amazon. You can do that too. Best thing to do, go to the concert, enjoy the music, enjoy the fellowship, and write a big fat check so we don't have to come and see Karen every 6 months, although I might do it anyway. And how many do you have how many foster kids do you have right now?
Currently 1. I have 5 teenagers in my home.
Oh, wow.
I've got 3 biological. We just adopted our first foster kid in November, and then we have a 16-year-old placement.
And the kids are, the biological kids, they're all cool and everything?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, they've been doing it with us since we started.
so they get it too?
Yeah, they
Good.
totally understand.
Good. Plant that seed.
Yep.
That's what we want.
Yep.
Best of luck, and I hope you're not real busy.
No.
Yeah, that's my hope anyway. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
61 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. We hit 80 yesterday. We're going to be about 10 degrees warmer than that. Ephrata, if you're watching out in the Columbia Basin, and we have fans out there, how are you? Ephrata is already at 68 degrees. And it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet, so you can pretty much, it's a lead pipe cinch. You folks out in the Columbia Basin, Moses Lake, Quincy, Ephrata, Soap Lake, you're going to get to 90 and probably into the 90s by quite a bit. We're going to be just about that 90-degree mark today. Probably the first official hot day of the year. We once got up to 86 in the middle of May. We've had 4 days so far this month where we've gotten to at least 80. We're going to do that again today, and then we go all over the place starting tomorrow. A little worried about fire, though, on Thursday. Relative humidity is going to be very low, about 20%. It's also going to be windy tomorrow. If there's one bright spot in this increased fire concerns for tomorrow, for Thursday, not going to be as hot. It is a cool front. It's going to be about 10 degrees cooler on Thursday. So we're not at a red flag warning yet. We could. The National Weather Service is certainly within the realm of possibility that they may issue a red flag warning for Thursday. It's going to be windy all day Thursday and really right on into Thursday night. And you can combine that with a very low relative humidity and the dry grasslands. Yikes. Makes me a little nervous from the National Weather Service. Just about 90 today. Oh, we'll round it down to 89. We'll play it safe. 64 for the overnight low tonight, and yes, that is very warm for an overnight low. And then we get the wind on Thursday. Windy all day, clouds in the morning, sunny in the afternoon. Going to top off at about 78. The winds will die down gradually Thursday night, and then we get hot again on Friday and Saturday, and then we cool down again on Sunday and Monday. Have a good and safe Wednesday. Start your Thursday with us tomorrow. Bye-bye.